Greetings everyone, my name is Underville, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. On tonight's session, I'll begin my coverage of the level pack Mega Man Frontier DX by Lunar Chris, who also is watching us in chat. About 4 years ago, or almost 4 years ago, I covered the original version of Mega Man Frontier, and a few months back they completed this DX version. Remaster, remake, take your pick. So tonight, I'll at least try completing half of it, or all of it, we'll see. It consists of an intro stage, 8 RM levels, and 5 fortress stages, plus a bonus special. So, as usual, we're beginning with the new version of the intro stage, 34 plays and a score of 10. Let's get going. Welcome to stream Lunar Chris, Jaden, and all the lurkers, and anyone else who hasn't posted yet. Let's do this. Feel free to discuss other things as well. Broken Street. First point of damage. Second point of damage. Or second instance of taking a hit. I'm here! Oh yeah, as an important note, for tomorrow's Hollow Knight stream, it's gonna be delayed for 2 hours more than I'd usually start at 4. But don't worry, I'll still be streaming for about 2 hours. I have some things in real life to take care of first. That's instance number 3. Ooh, we get to play as role now. Not so fun fact. This is one of the few stages that Lunar had to re-upload due to updates, breaking ladders, and scenery. I thought it was to rebalance a few things. Oof. I always worry when doing this. Hits keep on coming. Hi Salty. Oh, by the way, if you haven't voted yet for what I'll be covering on Sunday, and you're somewhat interested, make sure to do so. I think you weren't one of the ones who did, Salty, as well as Lunar Chris. This is an important point. When roll sliding, or rather dodge rolling through these 1 gap wides, unlike Mega Man, if there's a 1 gap, she can't roll over it. It'll fall straight to. Good luck with the bowling. I got trapped a little bit. With roll, I don't like to use those. I don't like to use those sort of jumps. Especially with the dodge roll. Oh goodness gracious, that's a downgrade from the regular roll. You may have an easier time against the bosses, but when you have platforming like this, So instead, I shall damage boost. And now base. Ow. E. This presents a problem. And now, Proto Man. I guess we're getting the full 4 set. I'm gonna be swapping between the different characters just so they all get their time in the limelight. I probably lost access to a key by not getting that. What, are we finding Yellow Devil here? Choice for the boss fight, of course, roll. This is a bit of a problem because I don't actually have the charge broom. Yeah, I'm playing someone a projectile character. I'm sorry, roll starts out kind of nerfed because of that. She really needs the charge broom to shine, or just a regular dodge roll. I can't believe roll actually begins with a downgrade as a potential downgrade for one of the capsules. Like other characters get upgrades in the ability capsules, roll on the other hand has a potential downgrade capsule. And that still hasn't been fixed. Dodge roll does have its uses, but only if it was a straight upgrade to the regular roll. Otherwise, it's just too limiting outside of very selected case scenarios and levels built around that. Hi, J-Butters. Alright, here's a selection of 8 stages. Magma Springs, Carnival Funhouse, Wildlife Reserve, Waste Disposal Plant, Mecha Steel Castle, Geminite Mines, Robotica Resort Construction, and the Frozen Resource Station. I decided to roll the die on this one, and I'm going through the Geminite Mines first. 31 plays and a score of 12. See, with the dodge roll, there's an easy way to fix it in Maker, or at least to me. Let's do this Mega Man first. To me, the easy way to fix the dodge roll would be to just make it a straight upgrade to the regular roll. Like, you can roll as long as you want. You can roll infinitely and spam it, but the actual dodge roll portion only recharges after a second or two. So you can spam it like the slide, but you won't get the effect of the dodge roll until you wait for a second. That is a fair trade-off in my book. Right now, having the limit. Right now, the problem with the dodge roll is it prevents you from rolling again. And then, of course, there's a glitch or oversight involving dodge rolling over spikes, even when you took damage boosted. The Yellow Devil goop infestation is going all around the city. Yeah, it's fine. Located miles away from the Morrison Formation lies a resource discovered back in 19XX, as Geologists called it, Geminite, named after the zodiac sign Gemini. The Robotic Mining Division has tasked Blastman with demolishing rocks and clearing out tunnels to make mining easier. Unfortunately for them, Blastman will be infected by the Petite Devils, causing rock slides and cave-ins. Oh, the team playing in the musical team playing in the background? I think this is Blockman from Mega Man 11. Or Impact Man. I have to refresh my memory. He has also put the mining drill in overdrive, causing it to overheat and eventually self-destruct, which we gotta stop. Mission: get their drill and shut it down. Instruction unclear. That is fairly clear in my book. Looks like we got a rogue robot on the loose. Started the sunset, now we're in the evening. Oh boy, here we go. Thank you. Alternate route if I actually had mobility options. Any special weapon. I should have just gone left instead. Yeah, this starts a bit trickier, but also more involved until I at least get one special weapon. Like, any special weapon. Probably Protoman would be the better bet here with the projectile focused enemies. Or just really just a charge shot. I'll have to check if it's Fuse Man's team or not. I can check it on the editor. Quick reactions required here. Oh, should have checked left. Well, one thing's for certain, this actually uses its main mechanics, although I wish the exploding blocks were introduced in a somewhat safer environment. Yeah, oops. Yeah, it's Impact Man. Blockman is a little bit of a different team. Fuse Man is a bit peppier. Now I have to make the trek back as Mega Man without any other abilities. I think it's Impact, but I'll double check again once I'm done with the stage. The one criticism I'll have is that you should have introduced the explosive blocks not over a bottomless pit. I thought it was going to be a bit one block higher. And this particular one is a bit tricky to deal with unless you want to respawn it. Unless you're playing as base, or proto, or any special weapon. Again, this is one of those packs where starting out at the beginning is kind of rough depending on what stage it is. Anything that could be angled up would be nice, like, for example, the Night Crush. This is not where I first introduced this sort of gimmick. Unless there's some safety down below. And a little bit more warning here would be nice. Like one more of those types of blocks. It's always a special weapon energy. Where's the life energy? With this one, you have to go. Well, not this one, the next one. Once you cross this barrier, it's go time. Okay, yeah, if you're gonna have something like that, I would have strongly preferred one more checkpoint. Because now I have to go through another a minute to 90 seconds to get back there. I mean, that is tight. I'm sorry, I'm just getting tired. I just want to get back to that section and get through it. Yeah, with the way things are going, this is not a stage I'd recommend... You can hit me from that high? Okay. This is not a stage I recommend going through first, at all. Secret on this stage, I would also prefer if one of these secrets was actually life energy. Let me just get a little bit more back. Yes. See, it's because of this challenge which is a problem, because once I have to go through here, it's go time, and the other side, if I fail it, I'm dead. I would really want to put a checkpoint at the start of this section. It's this one. Yeah, I'm not going for that right now. Okay, now I can go for it. Okay, no, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. I've died enough times here. I just want to get out of this place. Unless you're playing as base or Proto Man, don't recommend us to go through it first. Roll probably has even a rougher time because she can't deal with the enemies at long range. It feels strange to fully buster duel a boss after this long. Okay, gotta make sure that we have no special weapons. Other than the one we're intended to use, so we can practice it. Alright, I appreciate how it actually uses the main mechanics, and the last section does bring back everything, but oof, it's a little bit brutal. So, before I continue, I do want to check that one thing. Alright. See? Impact Man. This is Fuse Man. And this is Impact Man. But status effects really is just getting stunned in different ways. Alright. We finally got an explosive weapon. So now, let's visit the waste disposal plant. Ready to play? Score 12. Now he's Boom Man. Kaboom. Okay, okay, let's do a roll. Almost there. Prodigen Waste is a company that disposes of all kinds of waste, including defunct machinery. And then they refine it into usable metals. I'm not going to read all the descriptions though. Some prominent robot manufacturers even use their services to make... Keep going with the lore. I like it when the stage designers have more things to say than just there's an evil robot invasion or uprising. Go stop them. Beep beep. Wanted to make sure it wasn't a fake one. You know how it goes in these stages. Mission: restore the plant's functionality. Location: somewhere in China. Why Wattpad? We already have AO3. Was it Wattpad or Wattpad? I prefer latter because Watt plus Plaid. Really? Of all the places you got your ideas of romance from there? Color me surprised, it doesn't sound anything like the stories from there. Like, okay, maybe if AO3 didn't exist, it'd be a different story. But we got AO3. Or heck, even DeviantArt is better. What's up there then? Ow. Welp. Oh gosh, that was bad. That was a good whiff. That was a good first special weapon to start out with. Not that bad, actually. What I would prefer having is some more life. Like that. Well, I reached the end of the stage, and oh my goodness. Even without the flash bomb, this felt easier than Gemini Mines. A lot less gotcha moments. Anyways. I'll continue the discussion, but when I'm referring to this, things like that, I'm referring to like yesteryear. Well, bye Magnet. Roll was definitely the best option. Ooh, so if I finish the fight with full health, I get an E-Tank. Now I get the Magnet Missile, which sorry Vuis. You're the lone survivor. You were asking about, well, what's Wattpad? Wattpad is a website that's for reading and publishing original fiction and fan fiction. I know, DeviantArt isn't the best place, but at least of yesteryear, there is easier ways to organize groups and what have you. Frankly, the main problems I had with Wattpad was more in regards to organization, how to navigate the site, and of course, tagging systems. And of course, DeviantArt's main focus is art itself, so yeah. Works of writing tend to get de-emphasized. Soon I will release it. I played Happy Newbie. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, in general, for fanworks right now, for fanfics, AO3 is the way to go. And I'm talking about before Webtoon acquired, and this is before the corporation who owns Webtoon acquired Wattpad. Anyways, let's see, we got magnets, we got explosives. Let me check. Okay. Let's check out the wildlife reserve. 44 plays, score 16. Base. What could go wrong here? Well, now at least I can deal with the meths, no problem. Mostly no problem. Maybe I should have got the magma sooner. Super sooner. Who became infected? Oh joy, the forest is flooded. Being able to use special weapons really benefits Base and especially Roll. And of course Mega Man, and to a less extent Proto Man, but Proto Man has the charge shot, so that helps. Mission: find Sheepman and stop the storms. Location: Canada. Oh, there comes the storm. And Base does have alternate color palettes for some of the weapons, which is neat. Any other game discussion topics you want to talk about while I go through this? Oh yeah, as a reminder, I'm going to be streaming Hollow Knight tomorrow, but a little bit later than usual. I have some other commitments to deal with in real life first. I'll be resuming where I last left off of the playthrough, which is backtracking, getting all the upgrades and collectibles I missed earlier round. As well as finding the bosses who I didn't get to earlier. Squish. Because I know I need, in order to upgrade the Dream Nail, I need to get more soul. I need to get more spirit orbs or energy. Oh no. I would like to see a more... I'd like to actually see a Fanging which gives poise to almost every enemy. That could be neat. I mean, I do own another Crab's Treasure now, by the way. If Maker had a transparent shadow that could cut through the top layer of the background and work like a window into the background, Back-layered background. Sheep. Oh my gosh, I actually picked one of the best bosses. I actually picked one of the best characters for this. Okay, fun's over. That's not actually his weakness. Squish. Ah, darn it. I was so close to getting an E-Tank for that. Oh, hi, Waterblad. I didn't expect you to be on tonight's stream. Thanks for showing up. Yeah, I recently purchased an Aircraft's Treasure for on sale. I'm really curious to see how the full game turns out. I played the demo a while back and oh boy. The polluted plunderer, that was difficult. E. Ah, okay, I'm not getting it then. I'll still grab some E-Tanks just in case. The one base ability I really wish I had was double jump. I'd easily trade the dash for double jump. Bingo. It could be even longer, J Butters. Imagine if I couldn't aim upwards. Yeah, also another stage that was easier than Geminite Mines. Alright, let's do the fire stage. Magma Springs. 35 plays, score 5. In the OG version, it was a volcanic refinery. Now it's turned into a magma spring. Interesting. Sheepman's Adventure. I'd play that. We had Ringman in the Castle, the Reggae Operation, Tackle Fire with Gun. Ooh, healing water. Eddie's World, etc., etc. Kilauea Hot Springs, located in Tanzania, has become a popular tourist attraction and was heavily populated until a volcanic eruption that happened 30 years ago. Ah, cooling off. I guess we're going down. That's an obvious secret if I haven't seen it. Deep. That's an interesting interaction with the lava. Eee, oh my gosh, that almost got killed by lag. Oh, if only I could freeze that. Get me out of here. These will keep me solid. Leaving a scorched hellscape with little to no vegetation. Hello, Gerardo. Excuse me. Hello, Gerardo. My apologies for mispronouncing your name, but welcome to the stream. I've been playing Maker for 7 years now. Despite my many criticisms and the ups and downs, I still think this is great. Mission: find the lava control unit and stabilize the interruptions. Location: Tanzania, East Africa. Unfortunately, I'm only covering levels from the Soul Pack tonight. Sorry. Oh boy. There's bound to be something up there. Ooh, tricky. With the name of the stage, I thought this was going to be harder, but I managed to pick one of the hardest stages to begin with, unfortunately. Like, I thought this would be the hardest stage, and Gemini Mine and the 2 other levels didn't. Man. One of the problems I learned of Blanket's engine when trying to use it for Magma 1 is, okay, sure, it was janky and... Yeesh. Of course, it was really janky to use, and its performance left a lot of things to be desired, as well as its accuracy to Mega Man Classic. Another thing that made it difficult to use is that, the way it was coded, or rather, the way it was coded made it rather cumbersome to use. Cumbersome in the sense of, why are the variables just abbreviated? What's the point of this severe abbreviations? And the code just feeling overly obfuscated for some reason. Oh my goodness. The back of the area appears to be erupting. Only for 3 screens though, it's fine. Well, I did get a powerful weapon, sure, so that's the most important. Hey, fire. Ah, what? Why didn't... Okay. It is a nice dichotomy here. The springs heal me, and the ground gradually drains my health. Blanka's engine was made... The funny thing is, Blanka's engine was made across a larger period of time. The problem I feel with that is a combination of it's a relic of its time, it was made for weaker hardware which didn't allow for as accurate recreations of the Mega Man Classic engine, or Mega Man Classic's controls and physics. But at the same time, a lot of its issues were also self-inflicted, like... It didn't have to be that hard to use. Boom. Like, don't get me wrong, I appreciate what it did for the fan games, and especially for Magma 1, but boy, looking back, it didn't have to be as difficult as it did. Like, I want to make something clear. There are engines which are difficult to use because of either the technology, the limited set of technology or skills they had access to back in the day, and then there are ones that are just artificially obfuscated or written in such a way that they're more difficult than they should be. And Blanka's engine is kind of more of the latter, sometimes. That's why Mega Engine was such a major breakthrough. Not only did they re-architect everything to be more accurate, it's actually much more usable as a level designer and / or developer. Oh my goodness. Okay, 4 down, 4 stages left to go. But yeah, plenty of horror stories. Geminite Mines was originally the Gemini Quarry. The Waste Disposal Plant was originally the Waste Disposal Plant. And the Wildlife Reserve made it true as well. So, let's take a trip into the Carnival. In Carnival Funhouse, 34 plays, score 12. This used to be the Bouncy Funhouse. What's your beefs with their quirks, J Butters? I'm just curious. I'm just grabbing one just in case. Welcome to Brazil. There's no escape. A carnival at one of the most prominent cities in Brazil is held every year all summer long, with the popular attraction being the Funhouse, where bounce rooms, rolling platforms, and trains are running constantly. Oh good, I can actually open up one of these shortcuts now. And now it's now been made into his Fortress of Tower. It's now been made into his Fortress of Terror. Choo choo. I see you. Whoa! Okay. That sends me back all the way here. Darn. This is also one of the harder stages of the pack. Thanks for the heads up. Okay, how am I gonna reach that then? Oh. Of course. Sheesh, that's a bit scary. Huh? Why is it not affecting the balls? Is it not supposed to? Is it because they're considered rubber elemental, they're immune to electricity? If that's the case, that's a neat attention to detail. Cloudman? Yeah, this is Burner Man, yeah. I don't blame you for getting confused. Burner Man's stage team does sound more like it fit Cloudman. Bjorn and Bjorn are unaffected by electric weapons. Gotcha. Cloudman wielding flowers. Burner Man in shambles. Oh gosh. That's fine. Earlier in the stream, we weren't sure what the stage team of one of the songs was, and whether it was Fuse Man, Impact Man, or Block Man. Oh no. Shoot. Should have had a I wish I had something that was more of a shield-based one. Don't worry, it's like 2 minutes maybe? 1 minute. Just rush past this section. Let me guess, these stages only have 2 checkpoints. Okay, magnet missile time. Beep. Oh, for goodness. Yeah, suddenly we've gone to the hard part of the stage, and I'd really prefer if there was a checkpoint just before this. Truly. Especially as this keeps bonking off of things. Ah! My slide failed me, and now I'm sent all the way back here. You can tell this isn't Cloudman because you can actually hear the full loop. It's the right decision to make it so you can't get the rush coil until late in the pack. Or once you get to the fortress stages. Do this. Right now I don't really have any mobility enhancers. Only stuff that improves my combat prowess. See, the problem is this keeps plinking off of The thing that would have made the magnet missile useful here just keeps planking off the train, so what's the point of using it? And magnet missile is already weak. Infamously so. Okay. Oh my gosh. Excuse me, let me wait here. This could have been a moment for Proto Man. Sheesh, I understand why you say this is one of the tougher levels, but it's up there with Geminate. I'll let you in a little secret, Chip Butters. I haven't even played all the Mega Man Classic games. Even though I mostly stream Mega Man Classic. Again, there's always something that causes a problem. Like, I need a character who can more consistently use charge shots or something that's more useful. Oh, that's his weakness? Really? Just to see what happens if I use it. Gotcha, same place. Wild Coil. Challenger from the future. That's gonna be a bit awkward to stream with the screen rotations. Oh my goodness. I agree, one of the tougher levels. Yeah. The problem is though, you're sacrificing one E-Tank for another E-Tank, so... what's the point? I've touched. I just started Mega Man 11. And then the game. Just kidding. Okay, Let us visit. 6th on the lineup. Let us visit Robotica Resort Construction. 44 plays and a score of 15. This used to be Robotica City. Now it's under construction. I know that feeling, Manubi. I know exactly that feeling. If only I could have one of those other things, it would be really nice. Concrete Man donated to robotic construction by Dr. Lion has been contacted, or rather contracted, to help build a resort in the Altai Mountains in Russia. Cossack has become a major shareholder in the project. I appreciate how all these stages have various shortcuts, depending on which special weapon, depending on which stages you did before. In this case, if I had the Thunderclaw, which I do, I can shortcut through these sections. But I gotta be careful, as some of these shortcuts are actually dangerous. And if I had certain tanks, I could also get more E-tanks. Luckily though, if I perfect run the boss fights, I do get a free... I do get an E-tank. I do want that. My first legitimate E-tank. Hang on a moment while I try getting the legitimate way. I was hoping to shortcut it, but the game won't let me, so we're doing it this way. Presto. Completely missed. I suspected there would just be this platform there. $99. Yes! Now Concrete Man has turned violent and is destroying the construction zone across the mountains while harming the wildlife in the process. Fun fact, this stage takes design cues from the original Concrete Man and Nightman stages from the original pack. Neat. Yeah, this side is certainly falling apart. Interesting how you used Burst Man's team for this. Not what I'd usually associate... Not the team I'd usually associate with a construction site. Of course, I was trying to guide it up, it didn't work. Eventually I'm gonna run a poll or some sort of voting god in the future where I can let you select from my very long... I'll let you all select or vote for at least one entry or pick something from my very long backlog, and based off which one wins, that'll be the next game I play. That seems like a fun idea for an eventual gauntlet. Pick from at least 800 options. Thank you. Of course, it's gonna be a little bit troublesome because I don't even own all the games on my backlog. Okay. That eventually worked. Are you kidding me? That's still active off screen. Boo. Should give designers the option to determine whether that should be active or not. To avoid situations like that happening. In some stages it makes sense, and others, not quite. See, this is what I wanted to do in the first place. Ooh. Sorry, repeats not allowed. That fixes that problem. Unless there's an Iconoclast 2 out. Eventually in 20XX I'll get around to covering. Ow. Whew. That one spot was a bit tricky, but otherwise, the stage was fairly straightforward. No, 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 no. Yes! I did legitimately this time. Also showing us that we can freeze it in mid-air. Okay then, only 2 more regular stages left over. Let me take a short pause and I'll be right back. Alright, we're back. I flipped the coin. Next up, we're going through the Frozen Research Station Mach 2. 36th place, score of 13. This used to be known as the Frozen Sea Base. Yeah, Proto Man. I should have gone through Mega Steel Castle first. Ah, pretty. Just to be sure of something. Okay. Well, at least I'm doing some of the stages in order. As in, I can get shortcuts for them. Not the team I'd use for an ice stage, but okay. Like Acid Man? Okay. Mission: neutralize Freeze Man and restore the station. Location: the Galapagos Islands. 5 miles off that. I would show you my okay, I'll show you a preview of my disorganized backlog list at the end of the stream. How about that? Okay, Proto Man doesn't take double damage. I thought he did for all this time, so this makes this easy mode. Proto Man is basically easy mode. Like, because he doesn't take increased damage, and he has access to the sliding and the charge shot, he's straight up a better version of Mega Man. Like, there is no question. And this is one of the secrets. But of course, in order to get this key, I need both the Thunderclaw and the fire weapon. And not get squished by the block. Okay. We'll pretend I got it, so I won't go back for it. Like, if Mega Man had at least some charge shot, it would be a bit more of a 50-50. But the way it is right now, Proto Man is just straight up better. Hit ball. Whoops. It makes sense, fire beats ice here. I mean, I collected the other 2 red keys somehow by accident. Excuse me? That looked like I should have fallen on top of it. Hitboxes. That is not a character problem, that's more of a case of, oh yeah, hitbox. Don't worry, I have special weapons. Plus I have a way to change the platforms. Or add my own new ones. Let me guess, do I have to go down here? It doesn't fade to black. Yeah, oh, that's why. If this was the magma tree, if this was the Magmix engine, this would work. Welp. Where is the sword, though, Sylv? You can't be the Roaring Knight without a sword. Anyways. Too late. They're gone now. Okay. Good to know that there's a ceiling. It is foreshadowed here, so I'm not going to complain too much. When I say foreshadowed, I mean it's really clearly showcased. Okay. Well, I lost the Under E tank, but I got this one, so it made up for that. I'm good. Greetings, salutations, and stale bagels. How about the black Proto Blaster? How about the Obsidian Proto Blaster? That sounds cooler in my book. I love when it can just completely destroy the petites like that. It's great. Up or down? Let's pick up. And not worth it. Maybe? Yeah, I'm not gonna chance it. Ooh. Alright, here we go. One sec. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Now having the selection of special weapons is coming really in handy. Oh, that stage fell shorter than it was, but all of them are roughly the same length because of the 2 checkpoint limit. With 4 spikes in the center. Oh, underwater too. It does change things up a bit. It also makes the fight way easier. For pretty much everyone. So, a free tank goes to me. Would have been useful in the furnace stage, but trade-off. Easier than I expected it to be, and that just leaves Mecha Steel Castle. Oh sure, SDA. I'll cover it next Saturday. But feel free to live the level ID, I guess. Alright, last but not least is Mecha Steel Castle. 26 plays and a score of 11. Samurai also don't just use swords, they were just as likely to use spears and bows. They were adaptive. Oh, by the way, Waterblad64. If you have any recommendations of other games to check out, feel free to leave them either in the chat or in the game suggestion channel. I'm always on the lookout for new things. Quickly when going from 2 to 5 E-tanks, it's great. Also fun fact, Freeze Man stage had to modify due to a crash involving the sun rays. It's... I thought it was shadows, I didn't realize it'd be the sun rays this time. Oof. Fun fact, when I originally played the OG version of Mega Man Frontier, the first stage I went to after the intro stage was Mecha Steel Castle. So going full circle, this is going to be the last of the base 8. Anyways, once a training school, Mecha Steel Castle is now a tourist attraction and a museum of old artifacts, with Nightman as the tour guide educating everyone about robotic history. When the Devil Virus struck, Nightman had been infected trying to fend off the menace and protect the innocents. He's now made the castle his own death trap. And now waits on top, the highest tower for someone brave enough to challenge him. Mission: find Nightman and defeat him, and shut down the castle's security. Location: where else would it be? London. Excuse me. Hang on a second. Get me off the... It wasn't allowing me off. Well, I don't have the rush coil, so it actually incentivized me to use stuff like this. The props for that. Ooh. I need 3 special weapons to open this up. Ice, explosive, and magnet. Gives me full refill, so worth. Usually for these sorts of sections I just use the rush coil, but because I have the concrete shot, might as well use it here. It's actually incentivizing me to use it more often than I usually would. Which I find to be neat. As a matter of fact, in terms of mobility enhancers, I only really have 2. Thunderclaw, but it's limited to Thunderclaw poles, and Concrete Shot, as it allows me to make at least a few more temporary platforms. I now have the Super Arm. Technically. I'm only supposed to really have 1 red key now, but details. I'm not gonna replay the stages again. Like, if this was a real fan game, of course I'd replay through the stages. Oh, pff, what? Excuse me. Oh my goodness. You know what? Problem solved. Again, Concrete Shot's getting a lot more usage than I would if I had the Rush Coil and Rush Jet. So, props for that. I know I have some criticisms. I know I have some thoughts about making the Rush Coil more difficult to get. At the same time though, it allows me to... It forces me to use different mobility options. Yes, I can read you, Jaden. I was basically talking about other things and, I didn't really have anything else to say to respond. Definitely a good idea. I think the super arm would actually be... The super arm would also be useful, but it would overshadow the concrete shot very easily. Like, it's straight up better than the concrete shot in most scenarios. The only scenario where it isn't as good would probably be combat, but you usually don't use the concrete shot for combat outside of select scenarios. Meanwhile, the super arm, sure, maybe not as good as direct combat because of having the cumbersome part of having to throw the blocks. It's way more useful for platforming because you can place up to 7 of them down at a time, 5 to 7 of them down at a time, and by placing them, you can easily create staircases to just completely ignore platforming challenges or mitigate enemy-based challenges too. That's why saving it as a special bonus for getting all the collectibles or the green keys, it's a way better bonus. Now there are some sections where concrete does work better for platforming, like this. Eh. Right, I actually want to fight him the legitimate way at full health. Oh, pfft, I thought you were gonna I misread that. I thought you were gonna aim it straight ahead. Perfect. No special weapons needed. I think this would also be one of the tougher levels if I didn't have access to special weapons. But, yeah. Of this pack, there are 2 stages which really outpace the others in terms of intro difficulty. Those would be Gemini Mines and the Carnival Funhouse. Gemini Mines would be a lot better if they went through it with a special weapon. At least the weapon I get from it is good enough. Okay, that's all the regular stages done. Let's try jumping into the Rotogen levels. First on the lineup is Rotogen Labs 1, 20 play, score of 8. Let's do this. I got the time, I don't really have an exact community night, so we're doing it. So what's the story here? I've heard and watched almost a full playthrough of RZ. That is, unironically a lot. I actually quite enjoyed what I've seen. Super adapter and this. Although I'll probably not use the super adapter as I didn't get it that legitimately. Time for the forced approach. Well, props for novelty because usually it's a more mechanical or paved over industrial approach. But this time, we're actually approaching the castle through the forests. Oh no. And I'm dead because I missed a shot. Yeah, I've seen almost a full playthrough of RZ. I would agree. What if the CDI Zelda games were actually half decent at the very least, and fun to play? And we still have the same CDI, quote-unquote CDI quality of animations. It's great. So, Rotogen someone found a potential shortcut for the 4 heroes, but it'll require going through an underwater passage to get to the fortress itself. Now, greater dangers await this lab as Mega Man and Co. now venture on into the final stretch of their mission. Mission: infiltrate the submerged fortress. Location: also in Brazil. Oh, hi. Thanks. Who left the snazzy tunnel here? Oh man. I'm sorry about this theme, but whenever I hear it, I keep getting flashbacks to Blue Boy. If you know, you know. A bit of a more non-traditional armor-piercing weapon, but this is the only one I have, so I'll make as much use of it out as I can. And hey, props for not giving me the Rush Core Rush Jet yet. Instead, we have a little bit more non-traditional. Normally I criticize it. It is a bit of a choice, but I'm not going to criticize it much because the level design itself is at the very least decent. And it is forcing me to use some of the weapons in more novel ways that would normally be overshadowed by the other things. Ooh. That's different. What are you weak to, then? Concrete shot? Is that... I'm guessing it has to be. Not really the scenario I'd think to use it, but sure. This is one of the aforementioned niche combat scenarios where I'd use the concrete shot. Weaknesses. Of course. His toe got crushed. RZ's so much better than the CDI Zelda games. Well, that was easy. You don't even need any utilities to get it. Especially in terms of level design and playability, but it doesn't really do anything else special. It doesn't really do much special, though. Like, if you don't like the cutscenes, story, or characters, I wouldn't recommend RZ. But hey, not every game has to stand the test of time. Some games can be designed for very particular audiences. I'm just gonna hit the easy button. Alright, we actually get checkpoints before each of the boss rematches. That's nice. Sheep, process elimination is this? No? Okay. Not actually what I would think for the weakness, especially considering I can't use it for half the fight. Oh boy. Well, more than just a meme, I'd say, but... If you didn't like... I would say this, if you didn't like the Zelda CDI games in terms of their memology and the YTPs, I wouldn't recommend RZ. Like, the cutscenes are great, don't get me wrong. And they're definitely YTP bait. But the gameplay-wise, it's... like, it's gone from being a substandard platformer to a standard one. Right then, I got this. It's probably nobody's weakness, but... who knows? And unlike the concrete shot, the other advantage... oh boy. The other advantage of this is that, unlike the concrete shot, I can actually swap over to another special weapon without the shots disappearing. Ooh. Oh. Multiple fun uses of that. Oh my goodness. But I should spread the love, and no, I'm gonna try resisting the use of the super adapter because I'm not supposed to have it, technically. I missed 2 of the red keys. Alright, what's next? Hi, pirate. Off. That's a good aim. Performance boss wasn't actually that tough. Unless of course you're playing as Roll, in which case, yeah, probably need special weapons. Boss was WFC 26. Okay. Solid approach, not the usual kind where we just approach directly front door. We kinda took the underground door. And started in the forest. Second, on to Ronagen Labs 2. 21 plays and a score of 9. Blech, my voice is dying. It was a machine built to filter the water systems within the labs and crush any trash that enters the lab. Base. Other characters may get the super adapter equivalent. Base gets a treble boost, which, yeah. Easily the best of those. Like, I like Super Adapter, but Treble Boost just beats it. Except maybe in terms of long-range combat, but in short range, yeah. I'd rather use Treble Boost. It also breaks the boss fights. After trying through the security in the waterways, Mega Man and Co. make their way to the Waste Disposal Department. Oh, cool. Another Waste Disposal Center. Now they must fight their way through molten steel and find their way through the main fortress. What other challenges and dangers await their heroes in the mission to find Dr. Ronagen? Or Rotagen. How many level packs are left in the queue? Let's see. I'm currently doing Lunar Chris's level pack. The next level pack is FEAMGN by Space 2. You're next. So that makes it next week. Oops. That could only roll. Okay. Rated E for... huh. Okay. This is a bit of a pickle. Yeah, I know. I could have used Treble Boost, but I'm not supposed to have it, so I wanted to do it if you were playing this legit. You're welcome, Space 2. Yeah, things went by faster than expected. And the year's coming to a close, so I do want to finish off at least 2 more level packs after this one, which means yours and Neko Dave's. And I do want to finish Cook Serve Forever as well. Wait a sec. Oh... Hang on a moment. Could I have just... Wait. Can I do the funny? I thought you were gonna hit me. That's why I jumped in. It didn't work. Okay, can we do the funny? Not quite yet. I need you to magnetize. Thank you. Go left, please. Almost there. Thank you. I also appreciate how multiple stages have multiple routes. Not just ones that require different special weapons, but things that you can just legitimately choose yourself. Legitimately decide to pick yourself. It is a photo stage, sure, so I do have the special weapons, but even in some of the previous levels, they did give me the option to. When I saw that, I suspected I'd be able to do it, so I wanted to pull it off, and lo and behold, it does work that way. Imagine if I went back there, and I basically forced myself to go in a circle. That would have been hilarious. Really, game? I pressed jump, and you weren't accepting it. Okay, guess I'm checking the lore route then. Hitbox is on the left side, not the right side. It's actually a bit faster to take it this way. Good night, Jaden. See you tomorrow for Hollow Knight. Once again, spike active off screen. Please devs allow us to choose whether it's going to be active or not off screen. And default it to no, I suppose. Alright, what's your weakness? Fire? Was it? Nope, not electricity, of course. Yeah, at least I got the checkpoint. It can't be his own weapon, as hilarious as it to be. Yes? Okay. Well, there's either this or Sheep Man, I guess. Apologies for not talking that much of the level pack and started kind of droning out on. But this is one of the more decent level packs. It's not the best one. Like, the previous level pack I played, I think... Let me see that, actually. Hang on a moment. Like, Mega Man Full Screen Attack was, I would say it's on par with this. That had rougher stage design and everything, but the novelty of having everything be a full screen attack and not as many mobility options available, as well as the more interesting use of some of the challenges, did put it on my radar. This is good, even though this is not quite as novel as that one. The fact I don't have the rush coil and instead have force these special weapons for combat and the special mobility does change things up. And the overall competence in terms of the stage design and gimmick usage and everything is fairly good. Or fairly decent. Yeah, see you tomorrow, J Butters. Stream's gonna start a bit later than usual, though. Other commitments in real life. Yeah, I would probably reorder some of the weaknesses, but yeah. Yeah. Warning, explosives ahead. Like, the way I would describe this pack right now is competent, decent. Oh, hi. You know what? If I know that's coming up like that... I could do it the legitimate way, but I want to do it the funny way. Absolutely wrecked. Oh neat! If I actually perfect run a level, even at Fortress stage, I get a free E-Tank. That is quite sweet. And really generous. Alright, on to Rajan Labs 3. 70 plays, score 7. I'm gonna finish off this pack tonight. I'm not gonna break it up, let's just do it. And remember folks, I will eventually post the full unedited video in the future. Don't you worry. No M-Tanks though. She gets the Tango Jump and Flappy Beat. So, whoa. There goes the junk pile. Where are we now? That was a Dust Crusher GM, a super dust crusher built to reduce trash to keep the disposal plant from overflowing. It is immune to molten steel, but not immune to being blown up. Oh, I guess this is the part of the level where... I guess this is the part of the fortress where we're forced to use the concrete shot now. I've never heard of Bakuro or Bakuro. Yeah, this definitely looks like a job for concrete. Hold steady. Thanks. And, the only Goemon game I played was the first one for SNES, the only one that made it to the West. Oh, that makes sense, I guess. This is revenge for earlier. But I will note that down, thank you. I really should actually play Legend of Mystical Ninja, and maybe the N64 one of the N64 Goemon games, or Goemon. Rolls, slips, and falls into the spikes. John Con... Yeah, that was a trick. Wait a moment. Problem solved, but now everything's roasting. What can we do here? Oh yeah. Freeze it over. This wasn't really showcased during the weapon get screen, but if you freeze the weather like this, it'll make the spikes safe to stand on. Cool, huh? Right. This is the end of the game. I might as well have fun with this. Aw, boo. Fine. I can also do it the traditional way, but I'm not supposed to have it, so the way I would do it is just put the concrete shot right there. That'll immediately fix it. Let's see. I would also like to reorder the special weapons in the list, because this is not how it organized my mobility options and extenders. Oh gosh, that could have been really bad. That's a lot better. Plenty of special weapon refills, so I'm gonna go crazy with them. I could be using them even more. Nightman, Fire. Although at roll, it's just better due to this, to be honest. The combo DPS is this far superior. Ah, more of these mutants. Surprising that didn't harm me. Stay frosty. Okay, I think this is it. Who's up next? It's quiet. Too quiet. It's you again. You're the intro boss. What would be your weakness? Thunderclaw? Of all the weapons, I'd probably be the reverse. This would be what you're strong to. Or resistant, I mean. One more. Well, that got fumbled really badly. How far in the pack are we? Only 3 levels left. Next up, Labs 4 version 2, 24 plays, score of 10. I know we're having different sections, like Lab 1 was the forest approach, Lab 2 was the dust crusher, waste disposal plant, Lab 3 was the greenhouse, Lab 4 is... we'll see. Do I even need to pick all these up if I know that it's gonna be maxed out by the end? Meanwhile, Brother Man gets the traditional protocol and Protojet. Brother Man just becoming easy mode. So the boss there was the Pink Devil. We ascend. Brother Man Ascendant. We need a Citrus Devil, indeed. E. Okay. This stage track, I don't like it. I'm sorry. It works for a rematch team, but using it for an entire stage, no thanks. Is this another waste disposal plant? Number 3? Are these mini-stage reduxes based off the stages before the bosses? And that was... nah, that can't be it. This was on a construction site. Alright. I don't even know where I am right now. Is this a sewer system? Again, I don't think this level pack's intended to be played all in one go. Like, if it was a level pack, this would be... I mean, if this was a fan game, it would be like 2.5 hours to 3 hours long, depending on how you do it. Ouch. At least all the gimmicks we've seen before getting their debut again in the fortress. Like, if I was more confident, this would have been done already. This one. I don't get the reward. Or can I? Presto. I could also probably do the concrete shot, but that's a lot trickier. It's you. What's your weakness? Yeah, fire makes sense too. That should be all 8 of them, I guess. This is Ronagen's Research and Experimentation Department. So the RED department. The next all pack stream will be from my time zone it'll be next Saturday starting at the same time as this one, yeah. It's a good thing this isn't affected by the conveyor belt. Because it allows me to do stuff like this. I'm surprised it sticks to the back of the Hornet rolls. Which pack is next? Space 2s. That's it? Well, this was certainly shorter. I thought it was going to be at least 2 or 3 more minutes longer. I mean, I have the power to completely turn him into a joke. I'm gonna take full advantage of it. Goodbye. Or is it the end? Yes, it is. Alrighty. We're almost at the end. Like, this was on... Well, I suppose it kind of got squeezed in, and 3 would have been too long if we added onto it, or if we try splitting it up more, so we ended up with a shorter level. And we're not having another rematch, so... The boss was Dr. Rajan themselves. Okay. So, last of the Fortress stages is Rajan Labs 5. 27 plays and a score of 13. It's time to put a stop to Dr. Rajan's plans. Now let's see if Wily was involved. Let's see... Yeah, I'm gonna give this victory over to Proto Man. I'm gonna give this victory over to Roll. She's waited long enough for the next one. Mega Man or Proto Man usually finish the packs. To a lesser extent, Base. Roll gets the least end. Roll usually gets the short end of the stick, so this time she's out. There is gonna be one more stage after this, so keep that in mind. The final ascent upwards. Oh, cool. Another variant of the quote-unquote what may eventually become the quote-unquote Maverick virus. Hi, Skull. Oh, this is perfect. Perfect for Roll. I mean, this is easy for any character. Base would probably have the best time here because of the treble boost. Okay. That's the other great thing of having blocks like this. Now Wily will never be out of range. Alright, Wily, you're going to jail. Or is it? There's more to this. Of course, if this was a Devil virus, we had to end with Yellow Devil. Was that ever out of question? That's different. Bye? Yellow Devil does an exit stage right. But as I was saying, if this is based... if the Petite Devils were the cause of the virus, of course we would fight Yellow Devil. Yeah, I think this is better than the original Frontier. Although, yeah, there are certain recommendations of which stages you do first. Alright, where are you running off to, Yellow Devil? Ooh! Secret! I'm taking this block with me. Okay, where are you? One more. That's it. Bye. Oh? Oh no, it was the double Pumpman and Astroman combo all along. Anyways, welcome to the core of the Devil Virus. Hope you enjoy your stay. Or not. And get ready for everything to be happening at the same time here. I'm gonna take out Astroman first. I have E-tanks, so I'm gonna keep chugging them. Alright, you're down. Okay, what do we do to get you? Gotcha. That makes my life a little bit easier. When I say a little bit, I mean a lot easier because, yeah. That's one. Okay, different weakness. What could it be? Could it be what I'm thinking? It'd be really hilarious and also nasty if it was actually that. I'm going to assume no. I hope it's no. Not that either. It's this. The designer decided to be nice. I was worried it would have to be something. I was worried it's gonna be like the flash bomb and I have to shoot it through that one gap. Is it over? I had to chug what felt like 4 E-tanks. It's blowing up. The virus core is exploding into smithereens. Run! Run! Ow. Here's Wily. We're running off with him. And the forest fortress gets exploded, leaving no trace of the virus behind. GG. That is one way to have a less traditional Yellow Devil fight. I was kind of expecting to fight double Yellow Devil, but that works too. Now before I give my overall toss, there's one last level I do want to show off. And that's a special stage, 24 plays, score of 2. Has more downvotes than expected, but I can see why. I'd rather do it instead of Saturday, so we're doing it here. And of course, we're doing it with Proto Man because he's best character. I didn't use the M tank, so I'll just carry over 4 E tanks and 1 M. Solid finale. That fight got a bit messy because I was not paying enough attention to what was going on. But I probably should have taken off the left Pumpman eye first, then Astro, then the right one. So for the special stage, a village has been struck with a curse where the forces of darkness summoned by Count Dracula have now haunted the land. With the denizens of Transylvania now shrouded in darkness, their only hope is a brave warrior, brave enough to face off against Dracula and liquidate his curse. The brave warrior will have to fight through waves of zombies, skeletons, vampire bats, and more to reach Dracula's throne room and challenge him. Mission: venture to Dracula's castle and vanquish the Prince of Darkness. Location: Transylvania. Yeah, some kind of Castlevania. Oh. Kinda snazzy. Wait a moment. Yeah, of course. Eee. Thank you for almost fully refilling my stock of E's. Oh my gosh, that was... okay. Where is our... yeah, there it is. Hardest stage of the pack. Oh, challenge accepted, I guess. Oh yeah, best character fight to sing with. Still active when exploding though. Lesson learned. Ouch. Jump dash evade sends their regards while I fall into the abyss. I wish the best of luck to them for Mega Man W. When I saw that was open, I knew there'd be something there. I've been taught long enough. It helps having played over 4,000 levels. I don't know the exact 1,000, but it's at least 4,000. Oh, alright. Whoa. Easy there. Double hit. Oh gosh. Am I gonna die? Shoot, I am. Or not. Oh my goodness. I regained my iframes fast enough. I regained my control fast enough. Sheesh. Yeah, there is a secret there. I'm not gonna bother. Ghosts and Goblins, indeed. I once thought of playing Ghosts and Goblins on the channel, but then I quickly reconsidered when I realized, oh gosh, no, I'm not doing that hard. Like, I have beat... the only Ghosts and Goblins game I've actually beat, normal route was Super. Even then, I game overed multiple times. I found 2 of the 4 Easter eggs. I skipped past one, I don't know where the other one is. So, time to fight not Dracula, or Shade Man standing in for Dracula. Take your pick. I'm gonna guess his weakness is the Wild Coil. Silver Springs and all that. I can wall him in. GG. I could have walled him in earlier. Dracula's weakness. Dracula's main weakness. A pile of blocks. Yeah, I like the Easter egg, but I prefer Shade Man's team in Mega Man 7. I understand Silver because they're... In mythology, there are special properties assigned to Silver against various kinds of monsters. But wooden stakes, I never really understood. It'd be one thing if they're like blessed stakes, like holy water blessed stakes. But just wooden stakes? In that case, wouldn't a stake of any material work if you just stabbed them in the heart with it? But yeah. That's something the more up to those who are more familiar and have... For those who have the knowledge of the mythology. In any case, this fully concludes Mega Man Frontier DX. I would say an overall improvement over the OG one that I played 4 years ago. I have a few gripes with some of the polishings, and I would have, in retrospect, I would have taken a different curve. I would not have started with Geminite Mines. I probably would have started with the Waste Disposal Plant or Wildlife Reserve. Because, oof, Geminite Mines, especially in 1 or 2 areas, was rough. But overall, this is something I'd recommend to someone who wants an intermediate to upper intermediate challenge. I was gonna say just intermediate. It becomes upper intermediate if you refrain from using special weapons, especially in the fortress. However, in the fortress there are several places where you are forced to use special weapons, so take that into consideration. Plus, there is replay value for... Plus, you are rewarded for keeping an eye out for any secrets, as well as rerouting your playthrough so you can get all the keys, which unlock those powerful extra abilities. What really helped me was getting the green key, which allowed me to get the super arm, which, as you know, is one of the best weapons in the game, utility-wise. Like, I would say there'd be some stages could do with some better refinement in terms of introductions, escalations, and climactic sections, but overall this is a rather solid pack. I put it up there with... let me see... I'd actually put it up there with Mega Man Full Screen Attack by Apple, but for a different reason. Apple's was decent because of its ideas, but was brought down by the lack of polish and some weird inconsistent difficulty, and some of the limitations with how every special weapon is a full screen weapon. This one, more because it's not as experimental or willing to push the boundaries like full screen was. I'm being a bit exaggerating when I say pushing the boundaries, but being a bit more experimental, but this one has way better polish. So I'd recommend if you want an intermediate challenge to check it out. In any case, this marks the end of the stream. Thank you to everyone watching. I shall see you all tomorrow for Hollow Knight's return. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.